IST 609 Case Free Volkswagen of America Managing IT Priorities. We are Group 5 and we have Jin Zhou, Jiayu Li, Yin Liu, and Sijiao Ma. Agenda. We are going to talk about the case from 8 aspects. First, general issue. Second, main stakeholders. Third, theory and concept. Fourth, symptoms and problems. Fifth, alternatives and evaluation. Sixth, solution and implementation plan. Seventh, evaluation and review. And the last, status update.
Hi, I'm Sijiao Ma. I will introduce general issue and main stakeholders. The history of Volkswagen started from 1930s when Ferdinand Porsche founded it in Germany. Volkswagen cars were designed to transport families of 5 at high speeds, using less fuel than its competitors, and still be affordable for customers. In the 1940s, the Beetle was Volkswagen's signature car. It was an international popular car for about 20 years. It helped Volkswagen hit 1 million in sales in 1955. However, after the 1960s, Volkswagen's car sales part suffered frequently up and down known as the Himmlist charts due to lack of new creative productions. In the 1970s, Beetle's popularity also declined, and Volkswagen's importation to the United States was discontinued. But in the 1990s, Volkswagen's Beetle production continued in Latin America. Volkswagen's largest challenge was outsourcing most of their IT to Pro Systems, signing an agreement for 10 years, from 1992 to 2002. As a direct result, there were only 10 internal IT staffs at Volkswagen during the early 1990s. Outsourcing left the Volkswagen IT department only few unskillful employees with insufficient knowledge. In 1992, Volkswagen even transferred all of their internal IT employees to JIDAS. Hence, Volkswagen's next road of growth was deeply doubted by the public, and whether Volkswagen's IT focusing was on the right projects was also a big question. Main stakeholders could divide it into two parts, external and internal. The external include Volkswagen Group, Pro Systems, JIDAS USA, JIDAS AG, and the internal include CIO, CEO, ELT, BPTO, ITSC, and DBC.
Hello everyone, I'm Yin Liu. So now I'm discussing the theory and concept of Volkswagen of America. For concepts, there are several points. The aims of the NRG program were to define the goals, functions, and organizational changes required at Volkswagen of America to support and enable the new global product diversification strategy. And business process technology and organization and the program management office is to take over management of all IT projects and required all projects to have a qualified project manager and to abide by project management standards. To implement the NRG program, members of the OPTO and corporate strategy groups at Volkswagen of America, in partnership with strategy consultants for JIDAS USA, created a high-level business architecture. This architecture grab the key resources of the enterprise. And the Digital Business Council, composed to representatives from the e-business teams with each business unit, would do the difficult work categorizing projects, assessing their business impact, discerning their alignment with goals, and making trade-off decisions required to reach a final list of projects for which funding was recommended. And the concepts also have enterprise scale ranking for project prioritization, strategy and performance, and the last one is governance and investment. And the value of the Volkswagen of American is to increase revenue, optimize supply flow, prioritize projects and stable infrastructure. And in terms of capabilities, there are outsourcing contracts, IT, allocation of funds, and strong decision-making process. Now let's turn to the symptoms and problems of Volkswagen of American. The first symptom is there was insufficient IT knowledge within Volkswagen of American, even to administer the outsourcing contract. The root cause of this problem is outsourcing IT service to third-party providers. Volkswagen of American reduced IT costs to fund more sales and marketing activities. The next symptom is lack of internal IT staff to fewer than 10 people. That leads to lack of internal IT resources. And Volkswagen of American added more staff to its internal IT department. The next one is the projects were not sufficient funded, which belong to financial constraints. In order to reduce short-term IT costs, Volkswagen of American entered into a 10-year agreement with payroll systems, an IT services provider. Payrolls assumed responsibility for the maintenance, repair, and operation of an IT production environment. The business units within Volkswagen of American were increasingly concerned that IT expenses were on the rise and that IT projects seemed to be plagued with schedule and cost overruns. Volkswagen of American made the enterprise scale ranking project prioritization and take a company strategy. The last symptom is it's unable to optimize the supply floor. It's only partially funded supply floor project, and the Volkswagen of American did the project prioritization.
Hello everyone, I'm Jiayu Li. In this part, we had made 3 alternatives for the company. The first alternative is do nothing to keep the current prioritization process. This alternative for the company is a relatively safe alternative. It does not require additional change as well as investment. The company does not need to input extra efforts and cost. It's relatively low risk. Also, it can help the company to stay within budget. However, do nothing may cause some problems. The projects which are important and valuable may not be funded because of the limited budget. Some projects may be put on hold and some of the business units may even have no project to launch in 2004. It will cause much complaints from business units. The second solution is to enroll corporate strategy groups into the decision-making process. It will reduce the argument for final decision and shows the high degree of transparency. It also can help the decision-making group collect comprehensive advice from different departments. And this alternative also has its weakness. Compared with the first alternative, The second one will spend more time in discussion, and it's difficult to build consensus since there will be more openness emerge in the prioritization process. As a result, the decision-making group may have to make diversification investing in projects to respond to requests from different departments and cost-efficient funding for projects. In this case, it's hard to invest in projects with global level. The third alternative is develop new system to assess the projects with different criteria such as feasibility, function, return rate, and importance. Only the projects meet preset criteria will be funded. This new system can provide objective evaluation for the projects and reduce complaints. It can help the decision maker compare projects visually and decide the most effective project. However, this alternative requires the company to reconstruct its current prioritization process. It's difficult to make accurate and reasonable criteria, so it will spend long time and need great commitment in the initial stage. We believe that the best solution is the first solution: develop new system to evaluate projects. In order to develop the new system, the company needs to assemble a team responsible for making criteria and prioritization process. The members in this team must be able to fully understand the operation and development of the company, and they won't take sides with any business unit. In the second phase, the projects should be pre-evaluated and submitted by the business units. The leader of business units should list the projects which have highest composite score. In the third phase, the company should assemble a team to evaluate and prioritize projects according to the preset criteria. Then, list projects in the order of meeting criteria. In considering whether the projects can service for next round of growth program, they also need to consider that whether they are benefit for the corporate strategy and long-term development of company. After the careful and comprehensive evaluation, the team should arrange the running time and funding of the top projects on the list to evaluate the feasibility of the funding plan and make final decision.
Hello everyone, this is Jin Zhu. Now we're going to talk about the cases evaluation and review. First, Volkswagen's budgeting and financial decisions need to be accepted company-wide before being approved. It needs a better system of justifying to employees why these certain decisions are made. It has a huge impact on its employees with the lack of acceptance from employees' perspective. Second, POM putting out an official call company-wide for projects and enforced data. The collaboration with JEDA's partner company strategies to ensure members of the DBC are involved and engaged. And the third, decision that is company-wide passed should not be stress and discomfort to the CTO, which the low efficiency in ELT has given Volkswagen of America a big negative influence. And the fourth, process is the base foundation to lead the company forward, which the company needs to enhance its efficiency of priority tasks and projects. However, for the IT investment decision making, it's difficult since IT was viewed as a costly obstacle for this company that did not produce value. So there is a huge misunderstanding of IT investments and projects for Volkswagen. And the next, funding the underfunded SAP project crucial for the firm's global supply chain management has a huge impact for this company. And the last but not least, NRG, the next round growth, has formalized governance and prioritization process that has improved decision making for this company. According to the annual report from 2012, the current condition for Volkswagen doesn't look good. Due to the diesel problem in 2015, it really decreased Volkswagen's operating income and has broken its shareholders' trust. We can tell from this chart, basically it has been the operating result has been reduced by 120%. Although we can see the sales revenue still growing from its gross profit, operating result, EBT, and earning after tax are all have been reduced. According to the letter to Volkswagen's shareholder from their chairman, we can tell their new goals and strategies for 2016. The first one is Volkswagen intends to deploy intelligent innovations and technologies to become a world leader in customer satisfaction and quality. They see high customer satisfaction as one of the key requirements for the company's long-term success. And the second one is the goal is to generate unit sales of more than 10 million vehicles a year, which especially Volkswagen intends to capture an above-average share of growth in the major growth markets. Thirdly, Volkswagen's aim is a long-term return on sales before tax of at least 8%, so as to ensure that the group's solid financial position is guaranteed and that it retains the ability to act even in difficult market periods, such as right now. Last but not least, Volkswagen aims to be the most attractive employer in the automotive industry. The aim is to have the best team in the sector, highly qualified, fit, and above all motivated employees.
Thank you for your listening.